Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyoti Gamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Dear friends, very happy to meet all of you. The subject this morning is managing stress. All over the world, this is becoming a very important subject. Chicago-based Research Corporation says 40% of the companies in America are having regular courses on stress management. And the same trend is now coming in India. Many companies are having regular courses on stress management. Some are having even stress test, stress audit, and so many other things because of various reasons. Number one, Darwin said it is a survival of the fittest, but Alvin Toffler says it is a survival of the fastest. The whole world is moving at a very accelerating speed. What Alvin Toffler had said, future shock that has already come. At an accelerated speed, the whole world is moving. The communication technology has evolved and information flowing at a high speed. So, everybody is moving fast and we have to keep pace with them. That causes stress. And then, whether we want it or not, globalization has come to stay, at least on the economic front. And that means liberalization. That means the monopoly is gone. That means it is a competitive age, competitive world, where we are, either we perform or we get destroyed. There is no third alternative. So all these things is putting pressure. And then strained relationships, interpersonal relationships. So, in an artificial world, consumerism has come in a big way. A new word has been added into the Oxford Dictionary, affluenza. Influenza we know, sometimes we get it also, but this is affluenza. Affluent people are getting it. And so in America they have started affluenza resistant society. What is affluenza? The affluent people, they want to have more and more things, and the more things they get, the more they become dissatisfied, and then that dissatisfaction causes mental stress, the mental strain, and then they become mental patient, schizophrenia, drug addiction, and then suicide. So a lot of books are being published related to mental diseases, stress management, suicide. There is a book by Derek Humphreys. The name of the book is Final Exit. And the book is also not available. The book is also Exit. After a long search, I got hold of a copy in a book fair to find out what it is about. Then it is written there, how to commit suicide. And the book is selling like hotcake. It's a bestseller. In a few years back, the bestseller name book in Japan is The Complete Manual on Committing Suicide. 3.5 lakhs copies sold in 1 year. And some people committed suicide taking the book in their hand and committing the suicide in the manner it was told. France, bestseller book name is Suicide User's Manual. So-called developed countries with high per capita income, they are having more of this stress. We feel perhaps that it may be due to the poverty or due to the lack of standard of living. No. The so-called developed countries are having more stress. So stress is not necessarily arising out of the lack of resources. It's a very curious phenomenon that is coming, sweeping all over the world, and stress management is becoming very important subject all over the world. According to Minister of Health Japan, 42% of the executives of 44 years and above are now suffering from mental disorder, and 100 new mental hospitals opening on an emergency scale. National Institute of Mental Health, 25% of the people in America are having regular visits to the psychiatrist. At least on an average, at least one person in every family regularly visits a psychiatrist. Mental stress, lot of stress. And the same phenomena gradually we are importing from Western countries, because we are also trying to follow the same mode of living, consumeristic culture, and then artificial relationships. Our cultural things are gone, and that is why the stress management has become a very important subject. So managing stress. Now there are many causes of stress. Basically two causes, external and internal. So external causes may be due to three reasons. External causes may be due to three reasons. One is in the organization in which you are working, that may be giving you stress. That also the organization when you are working, that is due to, sometimes due to overload. Overload is coming because globalization has come, so you have to face stiff competition. So there is overload on you. Then there is deadline pressure. Before certain date, you have to finish up the target, and so that puts up stress. Then they are demanding bosses. Then they are non-performing juniors. You have to go do the whole thing. You can't depend on them. Then competitive peers and excessive touring. There are various reasons. That is the stress related to your work environment, the work culture, the office or this organization in which you are working, that is giving rise to stress. Then there is stress in the family. It may be the quarrel between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, or between the children and the parents, and or the family members, the husband and wife, they don't go together. All this also gives rise to stress. Then community. A lot of stress coming from the community, the commitment to community and artificial things coming up. So that is why so many external reasons for rising of stress. Then there may not be any external cause, and yet we are having stress. That happens due to internal reason. Jealousy, consumeristic culture, as I told you, the ideas on consumerism, you want more and more. So affluence resists society, as I told you. The children are taught to go to the village side. They are taken every weekend to the village side to show what is a simple type of living that we can have. Even the children, other children with one car are happy, and you are having 10 cars and yet you are not happy. That's what they are told. So the consumeristic culture, consumerism, that consumering attitude, all these are giving rise to stress. Basically, what is stress? When we are having more of physical pressure and mental pressure, our brain normally requires 20% of blood circulation. But at the time when we are having excessive mental or physical pressure, excessive blood has to go to the brain. Now, from where it takes either from the spleen or from the stomach. When it takes from the stomach, you got ulcer. So all these, most of the diseases nowadays, the medical practitioners say, most of the diseases are psychosomatic in nature. Because of the stress that is developed, and when stress crosses a certain limit, it becomes strain. So stress and strain giving rise to mental problems, mental tension, and this mental tension in turn gives rise to all the physiological problems, that is diabetes, high blood pressure. So this relationship have been taken out, already established, experimentally they have verified. That is, in America, Harvard University, Harvard Medical College, Associate Professor Dr. Herbert Benson carried out research for 25 years on relationship between meditation and blood pressure, and they found out a person who regularly meditates, the blood pressure comes down. And when the blood pressure comes down, all the other problems get sorted out. Why? Because by meditation, his mental tension comes down. And because of which the blood pressure comes down. Afterwards, a lot of problems, a lot of books have come out. The relationship between the physiological changes arising out of the stress management programs. So many stress management programs have resulted in better mental state, in better mental health, as well as better physical health. So both physical and mental health are deteriorated due to stress, and managing stress improves both physiological and psychological health. Mental and physical health both are improved by having proper stress management. Now when we are talking about coping with stress, then basically there are two ways in which we can cope with stress. One is curative method, another is preventive. Prevention is always better than cure. But already when somebody has got stress because of various reasons I told you, whether external or internal, whether due to family or whether due to organization, whether due to individual, or whether due to high greed, jealousy and consumeristic attitude, with whatever reason, anger, excessive anger, all those things giving rise to stress, whatever may be the reason, we can cure it, but that is basically by four methods. One is fight method, fighting with stress, that is medicine. Take medicine, go to the doctor, take the tranquilizers, have a nice sleep. When you have got sleep, most of the stress is coming out because insufficient sleep. It is a vicious circle. Because you have insufficient sleep, gives rise to stress, and because you are having stress, you don't get the sleep. So, medicines method. Then flight method. Go to a hill station and get rid of your stress. Then third method, subjugation. Have a glass of liquor. This is what they are doing. Then transfer the anger. Modern psychologists say, why stress is coming? When you are not able to express your feelings, then the stress is generated. So they say you should express your feelings. My God, if I express my feeling, I will lose the job. For example, my boss had a quarrel with his wife when he was coming out of the house. So, for no reason of mine, unjustifiably, he goes on firing at me. And all sorts of nonsensical things he is telling against me. I also want to pay back in the same coin. I know also how to pay back. But if I pay back in the same coin, I lose my job. So what happens when unjustifiably I am taken to task, I am told certain things, I have to pocket that insult. Now where does that insult go? It goes into the subconscious mind. And then it develops stress. So the psychologists say you should express your feelings, otherwise stress will develop. My God, if I express my feeling, I will lose a job. Then the modern psychologists say, Western psychologists, okay, we have got a method for you. We have got a solution. Go to the market and purchase voodoo dolls. Voodoo dolls are available along with the pins. Bring the voodoo dolls, come to the house, close the doors and windows, put the voodoo doll on your table. And then there are pins available. And write down the name of the person on whom you want to put out your anger. It may be your boss, your wife, your husband, mother-in-law, whosoever is. Just put down the name. And then go on pinching. Blue pins are available for pinching. But if you want to injure seriously, then black pins are available. And if you want to murder your boss, then red pins are available. Just go on pinching. Murdered. You are so happy. And have a nice sleep. Now these are the methods that the Western psychologists are adopting. But they are short-term methods. Why? Because night you had a nice sleep, but next day morning again the boss sitting on the chair. What to do? Boss is sitting on the chair next day. So again the same process. So that is why these short-term methods are not working. And that is why now Indian methods, the holistic methods of stress management are being adopted all over the world. voodoo dolls, transferring the emotions, taking a liquor. These are all short methods giving rise to more problems. So that is why they are telling, go for preventive measures. Preventive measures, there can be two types of things. One is at the organizational level, second is the self-management level. When it comes to organizational level, there are certain organizations who have started regular programs on stress management. That is, executive development programs where they have got stress limit. So they check stress level and have proper curative methods and preventive measures for reducing the stress level of the executives. And coping with stress. Now, coping with stress, many organizations have started regular courses on meditation for coping with stress, or regular counseling sessions for the executives, for the employees. This is at the organizational level. At the individual level, we can have self-management. Now, this self-management involves life management, time management, and management of mind. Management means normally 4 types of management. Management of materials, that is materials management. Management of money, that is financial management. Management of man, that is personal management or HRD. And management of plants and machinery, that is production planning and control. But now the 5th M is becoming very important, and that is the management of mind. Because of the excessive stress that is coming, the management of mind is coming. So, management of mind and time management, because these time management and stress management are interrelated. When we are having insufficient time, we are under stress, and when we are having stress, it becomes very difficult to manage our time. So time management is very important for stress management. There, time management only certain things, because there is a separate program for time management we cannot undertake, we have to undertake, so we don't have the time. But ultimately, time management comes to setting up the priorities of life. First things first, lot of things have to be done. Now we will have to concentrate on certain things we have to leave out. Otherwise, we will be always having shortage of time. So managing time will essentially revolve around wise choice of important and discretion between very important and less important. All things are important, but more important and less important, and giving more emphasis and less emphasis. Otherwise, the stress will go on increasing. And life management means purpose of life, meaningfulness. Once this comes, 80% of a problem is solved. Most of the time, we do not know the purpose of life. There is a Zen story. A horse was galloping at full speed, and somebody asked, "Where are you going?" The person said, "Ask the horse." Because it is the horse which is taking, I am not taking the horse. Most of the time it is we who are not following the life. Life is following us. Life is leading us. We are not leading the life. We do not know the purpose of life. What is the meaning of life? Why we have come to this world? Where do we want to go? We do not know. Just we do not know the meaningful life. And that is why Dr. Carl Jung, a very famous psychiatrist in the Western countries, who was a follower of Freud, later on he dissociated himself and had a different philosophy. He says, 1/3 of my patients are not suffering from any clearly definable neurosis. The cause of their disease, the cause of their problem, the main problem is the meaninglessness of life. They do not know the meaning of life. They do not know the purpose of life. And that is why the development of SQ is a must. You know about IQ, intelligence quotient. You know about EQ. Daniel Goleman made research in 1991 and said that emotional intelligence is more important than IQ. And now the latest discovery is SQ. Dana Zohar, she is a professor in Oxford University, brought out a book, SQ, Spiritual Intelligence, the Ultimate Intelligence. And there she says, neurologically, biologically, psychologically, physiologically, from every point of view, there is a concluding evidence, there is something called SQ, which is the basis of both IQ and EQ. And what is IQ? IQ will tell you how to play the game of life. What is EQ? EQ will tell you how to play the game of life under changed circumstances with changed strategies. And what is SQ? SQ will tell you whether to play the game of life at all or not. Well, that is your choice. What is the meaning of life? What is the purpose of life? Why are we born? Where do we go after death? What is the ultimate aim of life? That is SQ. Another discovery is IQ is available with all the species, including the computers. EQ is available only with a few species. And SQ is available only with the human species. Our scriptures said 84 lakhs of species are there. Out of that, only human species can have spiritual knowledge. Modern science says, no, there are 125 lakhs of species, not much different. Over a period of last few years, maybe they have multiplied. Cloning and everything is going on. But whatever it is, there are 125 lakhs of species, not much different. Out of which only human species have got the access to spiritual knowledge. They can know themselves and can get eternal freedom, eternal happiness and eternal bliss. That is a special prerogative of human beings. So unless until the meaningfulness comes, we will not be able to root out this basic problem of stress. Why? Because the priorities will change. Whatever problems we are facing, this is all because we are giving undue importance to the problem. These are all related to only daily life. What is the purpose for which we have come to this world? Why should we invest so much of energy and time and attention on unnecessary things? And sometimes what we are taking as big problems can be a great asset, can be greatly helpful for achieving the ultimate purpose of life. That is why Holy Mother Sharda Devi says, Swami Vivekananda Guru was Sri Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna's wife was Sharda Devi. She says, many people say we are all feeling miserable, but misery can be a blessing of God to a person. It can be a blessing, provided we can understand that it is a blessing in disguise. Why? Because of that, we will be able to come to the right path. So taking the crisis in that light, taking the problems in that light, the whole paradigm shift is there in our thinking. That meaningfulness should come. What is the purpose of life? We have to think about. And man has that unique capacity. Lincoln Barnett says in his book, Einstein and the Universe, man has a unique capacity of transcending himself and perceiving himself in the act of perception. That is why Niels Bohr says, man is actor and spectator in this great drama of life simultaneously. We are actors also and spectators also. Only we can do it. For example, there is a drama. Ravan and Rama. The quarrel is going on. When Ravana or Rama, they are hitting each other, they are hitting as if you feel they are hitting. They are quarreling. But both of them know, Rama knows that though he is Ravana now on the stage, after 5 minutes we will be going to the green room and having a cup together, a cup of tea together. That he doesn't forget. So he doesn't beat him mercilessly. It is for the public is thinking there is beating. Why? So Ram knows that I am Rama and he is Ravana. He is acting nicely. At the same time he knows I am Mr. So-and-so and he is Mr. So-and-so and both of our friends and they are going to sit after 5 minutes in the green room and having a cup of tea together. So man is an actor and spectator in this great drama of life simultaneously. So once we get the meaning of life, we can get at the root of all the problems of stress management. The whole thing varies. There is a paradigm shift in our thinking. All these problems, they are mountain high, become like small. Fly high. If you have traffic jam, what do? Now a new type of car is being developed. When there is traffic, it will fly. Lot of research is being done. You also feel sometimes, oh, so much of traffic jam and they are waiting, the gate is there. Why not fly and go to the other end of the signal lights? That type is coming. Technology is moving. So fly high. When there is a lot of traffic or problems, fly high. When you go to the plane, all these multi-story buildings, when you see from the plane, they are like small, small toys. Similarly, at present our problems seem very big to us. But when we go high, that is higher level of consciousness, then these problems become very small. At one stroke, not one by one, at one stroke you solve all the problems. How? By flying high. How? By knowing the meaningful of life. How? By developing SQ. How? By knowing the purpose of life. We have a special purpose of human life, and that is developing that SQ. That is why Swami Vivekananda says in his book Raj Yoga, giving the gist of the whole of Vedanta, each soul is potentially divine. The goal of human life is to manifest this divinity within by controlling nature external and internal. Do this either by worship, psychic control, or philosophy, by one or more or all of these, and be free. This is the whole of religion. Dogmas, rituals, worships, temples, churches are but secondary details. So, there is the divinity, infinite source of infinite joy, infinite happiness, infinite bliss, infinite knowledge, infinite existence. That is our true nature. Every human being has a center of consciousness having infinite knowledge, infinite bliss. Sat Chit Ananda. But at present, we are not feeling it. Why? It is covered. Each soul is potentially divine. Divine but potentially divine. The goal of human life is to manifest this divinity within. How? By controlling nature external and internal. How this can be done? Raj Yoga, meditation, Bhakti Yoga, prayer, Karma Yoga, work is worship, Jnana Yoga, reading inspiring books. By one or two or three or four of these methods, if you try to follow these four methods, four yogas, you get daily life peace of mind. You can reduce your problem of stress in daily life. At the same time, you achieve eternal happiness, eternal life, eternal bliss, eternal knowledge, infinite existence, infinite bliss, infinite happiness. That is what you get when you go give that. And that is the whole of religion. Dogmas, rituals, worships, temples, books are but secondary details. All secondary. Ultimately what counts is how much divinity you have manifested. And how to know how much divinity you have manifested? Is there any parameter? With barometer you can measure the pressure. By thermometer you can measure the temperature. Is there any thermometer? How much religious one has become? Yeah. There is no such thermometer, but Swami Vivekananda says there is a test. He says, unselfishness is a test of religion. Have you developed unselfishness? This is the law of giving. The more you give, the more comes to you, multiplied 1,000 times. The more you give, the more comes back to you with compound interest. But we don't believe. That's why Swami Vivekananda says, not now. In the long run you will find out that unselfishness is more paying. But unfortunately, people do not have the patience to practice it. Unselfishness is more paying in the long run, but unfortunately, people do not have the patience to practice it. So, that once that meaningfulness comes, the purpose of life comes, there is a paradigm shift in our thinking, and all the problems can be solved at one go. When we talk about management of mind, then there are so many things. Number one is developing PMA, positive mental attitude. Psychologists say there are two ways in which we can take our problems, developing PMA or developing NMA, positive mental attitude or negative mental attitude. There is a glass half full of milk. A person with PMA will say glass is half full of milk, and NMA will say glass is half empty. Well, both are right, but the way you look at it is different. I got 60% marks in the examination, I will commit suicide, NMA. I got 60% marks, I expected 90%, I am not happy, but anyway, at least I got first division, I am better than others, so many have failed. Next year I will try to get 90%, PMA. for any situation. Every incident, every situation can be seen from two angles: positive, negative. Positive mental attitude, negative mental attitude. How to develop PMA? Number one, be in the company of people having PMA as much as possible. There are so many people who have become NMA. And if you live in their company, you will also feel, there are 4 or 5 people discussing together, oh, the world is miserable, everything, society has gone to dogs, this is this, there, and life situation like this, it is better to die. You will also feel better to die. You also feel. You stay there for half an hour, you also get that disease is very contaminating, very contaminating. So depression, a melancholy is a very infectious disease. You also feel you should also commit suicide. You go to some people with positive mentality, full of energy, life, and you feel, yes, life is worth living, and you get happiness and peace just by their association. So, try to be in the company of people having PMA, not having NMA, number one. Second, try to read the books with PMA. Inspiring books. Read every day. Some inspiring books. Ramarola was told by Rabindranath Tagore, if you want to study India, study Vivekananda. In him there is everything positive, nothing negative. And then Ramarola read the books of Vivekananda. And then he found tremendous treasure of mental power and energy. So he wrote, after Swami Vivekananda passed away on 4 June 1902 at the age of 39 years. After 30 years, Ramarola wrote that book about Swami Vivekananda. There he says about the words of Swami Vivekananda. His words are great music, phrases in the style of Beethoven. I cannot touch these sayings of his, scattered as they are, through the pages at a 30th distance without receiving a thrill through my body like an electric shock. So that powerful thoughts are there. There is a small book, Thoughts of Power. Very powerful. One small book you might have already got, Great Saying, containing, if you haven't got, please collect it from the counter. Most of you have already got it. Great Saying, contained in the great sayings of Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother and Swami Vivekananda, culled from very big volumes. All the lectures, conversations, poems, everything has been collected into the 8 volumes of Swami Vivekananda. Now the 9th volume has also come. From these volumes, very, very selected, powerful thoughts have been culled, put into the form of Thoughts of Power and other books, and also Great Saying also contains a few books, few thoughts. And then there is a book by The Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Master Ahmedabad Gupta M used to go to the Sri Ramakrishna in Dakshineshwar, and you write down all the conversation that Sri Ramakrishna had with the devotees. In fact, he met very accidentally. He met Sri Ramakrishna. He was contemplating suicide, and then he came to meet Sri Ramakrishna. In fact, he had come to see the garden. And when he had come to see the garden, they said there is a room in which Ramakrishna Paramahansa lives. I am not interested in meeting any holy man. Anyway, because he has come to garden, so he just peeped into the room, and then he found a very quiet and good atmosphere. So he just sat down in one corner. After some time, he felt so much peace of mind. All his thoughts of suicide left him. He got a lot of peace of mind. He continued to come. And then he wrote down in his diary whatever conversations Sri Ramakrishna had with the devotees. Very inspiring conversations. Later on, Swami Vivekananda came to know about it. They said, let me see the diaries. No, this is my private diary. No, you show it to me. And then, oh, wonderful thoughts are there. You must publish in the book form. No, it is my private diary. No, you publish it for the good of humanity. Later on, it was published in the form of a book, The Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. In Bengali, originally it was Ramakrishna Kathamrita. Translated into English, The Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. In Hindi, Ramakrishna Vachanamrit. Suryakant Tripathi Nirlaji translated it. Then Marathi, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Odia, Gujarati, and then Spanish, German, Greek, Russian, Dutch. Number of languages it has been published, translated. Millions of copies have been sold, distributed, and millions of people are getting peace of mind. So many saved from committing suicide. So I wrote an article, The Magic of the Gospel, on how many people have survived, have got new life, have got rid of their tension, have got management of their stress through only reading one book, that is the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. I wrote, and how many were prevented from committing suicide. I read about it, and after reading my article, 3 persons reported they also were prevented from committing suicide by reading my article. Just at the time they were taking the sleeping drugs, and they came across this article, and then they were saved. So, stress management, positive thoughts, books with positive thoughts, people with positive thoughts. If you read the books with positive thoughts, tremendous paradigm shift comes. And you also develop PMA. So developing PMA is very important when it comes to management of mind. Another thing is RET. Ellis Albert is a psychologist who developed this method. It is a Vedantic method, you can say. Vedanta also says the same thing, but he has given in a very scientific way. There it is called RET, Rational Emotive Theory. Some of the companies like Mahindra and Mahindra are applying this method of stress management, RET, whereas other companies are having regular courses on stress management through meditation and yoga, and some other companies through the stress audit and all that. Now this RET, Rational Emotive Theory, that says, ask the question, is it really so? You have to analyze the problem from an objective point of view. Most of the time we are so much bogged down with anxieties and problems that we don't see the heart of the problem, and we exaggerate our problem. We blow it out of proportion. And so that is why we are not able to see the underlying solution. For example, one person said, my life is miserable. Why my life is miserable? Because my son got only 75% marks. And so his future is bleak, because he will not get admission neither in medical or engineering. So his future is bleak. All my ambition that I had about my son have got shattered. All the castles that I have built have been smashed to pieces, and my life is miserable, and I'm gone, my son is gone, my life is now has got it is all dark, dark, dark. Is it really so? You got other son also. Who will fulfill your dream? Number one. Second, just by his 75% marks, is his future bleak? Only engineers and doctors, they have got their bright future. So many engineers, so many computer engineers, computer analysts with BCA, MCA, and many other lines are there. They are making success. They are developing career. Without engineering and medicine also, there are so many other careers that can be developed. Even with BSc, he can become a scientist and can become Abdul Kalam. He can become a scientist. There are so many lines, heaven is open. Just because he will not, and it is also not true that he will not get admission in engineering, medical. No, I have to pay donation, I can't afford. No, without donation also you can get, but you will not get allopathic line. You may get homeopathy. Yes, he can get it, homeopathy with 75% mark. But who cares for homeopathy? But now who cares? But by the time he will come out, the situation will be same as it is in America. Now 50% of the people in America are following alternative medicine. They are not going for allopathy. Allopathic doctors are now getting out of business. I told one of our devotee's daughter, she was weeping because she got 75%. I said, why are you weeping? Because I will not get medical. I wanted to become a doctor, and my dream has been shattered. I said, who says shattered? You can become a doctor. How can I become a doctor? My father says he can't afford to give so much of donation in a self-finance college. I said, how much percent? 75%. But you can get admission homeopathy. Oh, homeopathy, Ayurvedic, they have not, no. I said, now at present it is not there. But you go there, by the time you come out. Now she is very happy. She became an Ayurvedic doctor. She is having her own clinic. Her husband also is an Ayurvedic doctor. Both are making a lot of money also and having a lot of happiness. and Panchkarma, they have started one clinic. Now they say, yes, Swamiji, that day you said it was true. At that time I didn't believe. Weeping, weeping, weeping. Finally she took my advice and she took Ayurvedic. So just because you got 75% marks, the future is dark and you can't become a doctor. And if you can't become a doctor, even then, or doctor, engineer, everything is gone. That is also not true. So everything is false. Just because 75% marks, he can't become a doctor, engineer, that is false. And even if he can't become an engineer or doctor, that is why his life is in vain, that is also false. Even without becoming engineer, doctor also, he can get career development, he can get money. And just because his future is bleak and so your future is also bleak is also false. So every situation, we have to analyze the situation. Is it really so? That is RET. So there are various methods of stress management. One of the most important methods is meditation. 4th June 2003, Time magazine brought out a special issue, and the front page showed Hollywood actors meditating. And the cover story said, just say Om. And there it was written, 10 millions of Americans are having regular meditation, not necessary for enlightenment, but for getting peace of mind, for their stress management, and for lowering the blood pressure, and for bypassing the bypass surgery. They are having regular courses on meditation. 10 million Americans. You cannot avoid meditation in America. Boardrooms, classrooms, airports, railway platform, everywhere they are having meditation. Chambers. When I went to UK 2004 for attending the International Conference on Disaster Management, I thought of taking the opportunity of visiting our centers in Europe. There is UK, Netherlands, Germany, France. Lastly, I went to Switzerland. Switzerland, we have a center in Geneva. From Geneva, I took a train to Zurich. From Zurich, my flight was booked for Bombay. The train goes directly into the airport, beautiful new airport at Zurich. You don't have to go anywhere. The train enters into the airport, come out, take the trolley, put your luggage, there is a lift, second floor, airport. And beautiful airport. I was just roaming around the market in search of a book. Suddenly I found one big board at Zurich airport, meditation chamber. At Zurich airport, I must say so. Everywhere, you can't avoid meditation. Now in Europe, in America, everywhere they're going mad after meditation. Why? Lot of tension, lot of stress. And for stress management, they have found voodoo dolls, punching bags. I told you about voodoo. Punching bags, head diaries, they are all not working. Those methods of stress management, Western style, are not working. Punching bags, you know, just purchase a punching bag, write down the name of your mother-in-law or boss and go on punching. And then head diaries, whatever you could not speak, go on writing about all sorts of nasty things. Pour out your emotions. That helps for some time, but they are not foolproof and they are not long-lasting. But meditation over a period of years, over a period of time, gives tranquility. So, in Japan, some Zen monks were meditating, and neuropsychiatrists, they made an experiment. They provided EEG machine on the monks who were doing Zen meditation. So, after some time they found in the graph there were waves, alpha waves of 10 to 12 cycles per second. Then later on, they found gradually the frequency is decreasing. At the last moment, when the Zen monks were meditating too deeply, they found 6 to 7 cycles per second of theta waves. And these theta waves, they indicate tranquility of mind. So it is proved that by meditation, you can have tranquility of mind. Scientifically, it has been proved. And so many people are now advising, even in America and Europe, to go for meditation for stress management. So there are various methods of stress management, but these methods, they work much better. That is combination of 4 yogas in daily life. Raj Yoga, meditation. Raj Yoga means, that is, Raj Yoga consists of 8 steps. That is Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahar, dharana, dhyan and samadhi. Yama means satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha, ahimsa. Satya means truthfulness, ahimsa, satya, asteya. Asteya means non-covetousness. Brahmacharya, following the principles of continence. Aparigraha, that is non-covetousness. And asteya means not receiving, not stealing the other things, non-stealing. And this is non-covetous or not receiving others' gift. That is aparigraha. Ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha. So ahimsa is non-violence. Then 5 niyamas: shauch, santosh, tap, swadhyay and ishwar pranidhan. These are the 5 niyamas. So yama and niyama, then pranayam, asan, then pranayam, then pratyahar, then dharana, then dhyan, meditation, and ultimate 8th step is samadhi. This is Ashtanga Yoga, Patanjali, that is Raj Yoga. That is one method. Then Bhakti Yoga, that is religion of love, path of love, loving the highest, loving the supreme, loving the LOV personified. So, infinite love. What is the nature of God? Infinite love. Loving God who is infinite love. The path of love is very easy because every one of us wants to love. We want to love, we want to give love, and we want to receive love. And how much love we want to give? And how much love we want to receive? There is no limit. I ask the youngsters, how much love you want, 10 kg or 20 kg? 20 kg. 20 kg or 50 kg? I want 50 kg. Then how much love you want, by which you will say, I don't want anything more? No, we want infinite love. We want to receive infinite love. We want to give infinite love. But it cannot come from a finite human being. Infinite love can come from an infinite person, and that is God. So, loving God and receiving love from God, that is Bhakti Yoga, path of love. Then Karma Yoga, path of action, converting work into worship. Whatever work we are doing can be easily converted into worship, provided we take it in the spirit of worship. At present, that work is giving us stress. The same work, when converted into worship, will give us bliss. Only we have to change the attitude of mind. Kya jamela aa gaya? Oh, lot of work. But if you take, no, I am doing this work as for the love of God who has given me this work. I may be doing for this or that XYZ company or organization. That is only a means. But I am not doing for only getting salary. No. It is God who has given me the opportunity of serving mankind through this work at present. So, how blessed I am. Trying to do my best. Work is worship. That gives me satisfaction. I have done my best. And I have tried to do the best possible, the work in the best possible manner, 0 defect. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. That is what Bhagavad Gita says. Perfection. Doing work with perfection, 0 defect. That gives me satisfaction. That is converting work into worship, karma yoga. And trying to do a little bit of unselfish service. Little bit of unselfish service gives tremendous peace of mind. When Swami Vivekananda came from America, a young boy, a young man came to Swamiji. Swamiji, I am not having peace of mind. I have tried various methods of getting peace of mind, but I am not getting peace of mind. I have gone to various gurus, various teachers, religious preachers, but I am not getting peace of mind. What are you doing at present to get peace of mind? Swamiji asked. Well, at present I am trying to do what my latest guru has told. Many people have got a fashion of changing their gurus, just as they have got a fashion of changing their cars. And so, 15 days this guru, then again change the guru, like that they go on changing. So he said, let us guru, whatever he has told, like that I am trying to do. What I have tried to do? As per his instruction, I close the doors and windows of my house, of my room, and close my eyes and try to vacate my mind from all thoughts. Remove all thoughts from my mind, make it blank. Like that I am trying, but I am not getting peace of mind. Then Swamiji said, my dear boy, if you would listen to me, first open the doors and windows of your room. And open your eyes and see in the neighborhood who is hungry, give him a piece of bread. See who is sick, give a little bit of medicine. See who is miserable and suffering in the neighbor, try to remove that suffering. Try to do a little bit of unselfish service and immediately you will get peace of mind. Swami Vivekananda says, at long last you will understand that the best way to become happy is to see that others are happy, and the best way to get peace of mind is to pray for others' peace of mind. We have got a beautiful prayer. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kashri dukhma apnuya. Swamiji says, start your meditation with this prayer. You will find tremendous positive vibrations coming to you. Pray for the peace of others. They will get peace of mind, but first you will get peace of mind. The best way to get peace of mind is to pray for others' peace of mind. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, let all be happy. Sarve santu nirvaya, let all be healthy. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu, let all attain to good. Ma kashri dukhma apnuya, let none become miserable. What a beautiful prayer, universal prayer. Irrespective of caste, creed, color, religion, let us pray for all. If we really can pray like this every day morning, you will feel, just make an experiment. All your stress is gone. Happiness is coming. But don't put a bracket there. So many people, they pray, oh Lord, let all be happy, minus my mother-in-law. Oh Lord, let all be happy, minus my boss. No. At that time, prayer, don't put a bracket there. Let all be healthy. Let all be happy. Let none become miserable. If you can really pray from the bottom of your heart, immediately you will find peace of mind coming to you, stress level going down. This has been experimentally verified by many people. Positive reading, Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga is Shravan Manana Nididhyasana. That is trying to see our own divine reality. Ultimately, what is our nature? Basically, our nature is Satchit Ananda. We are all divine. We are all divine. Swami Vivekananda says, we are the children of immortal bliss. Shunvantu vishve amritasya putra aye dhamani divyani tastu vedahametam purusham mahantam aditya varnam tamasa parastat tameva viditva timritameti nanya pantha viditayanaya. Ye the children of immortal bliss, holy and perfect beings, ye divinities and sinners, it is a sin to call a man so. It is a standing liable on human nature. Come up, O lions, and shake up the delusion that you are sheep. Your souls immortal, spirits free, blessed and eternal. You are not matter, you are not bodies. Matter is a servant, not ye the servant of matter. The children of immortal bliss. Normally, they ask, what is a man? Immediately, the student says, man is a social animal. Because he has been taught like that. Man is a social animal. That is the Western concept of a human being. What is a man? Man is a social animal. But Alvin Toffler says, no, no, no. Man is not a social animal. Man is an economic animal. Aristotle says, no, no, no. Man is not an economic animal or social animal. Man is a political animal. But after all, he is an animal. And Benjamin Franklin says, no, no, no. Man is a tool-making animal, but after all, he is an animal. That is Western concept. But what is the Eastern concept? What is Vedantic concept? What is the Indian concept of man? Shruvantu vishve amritasya putraha. You are children of immortal bliss. You are God. You are divine. You are not animal. You are divine. You are Atman. Eternal happiness. Infinite knowledge. Infinite bliss. Infinite existence. That is your true nature. No, you are not an animal. You are divine. Ye, the children of immortal bliss, holy and perfect beings, ye divinities are sinners. It is a sin to call a man so. It is a standing liable on human nature. Swami Vivekananda says, come up, O lions, and shake up the delusion that you are sheep. Your souls immortal, spirits free, blessed and eternal. You are not matter, you are not bodies. Matter is a servant, not he the servant of matter. So, combination of these four yogas, Jnana Yoga, reading inspiring books every day, and thinking about our true nature, that is Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. I am eternal, blissful, divine, blissful. Swami Vivekananda used to say, be happy and cheerful always. Be happy and cheerful. To be happy and smiling always takes you nearer to God than any prayer in this world, Swami Vivekananda said. To be happy and smiling always takes you nearer to God than any prayer in this world. Swamiji used to be very serious when he was giving lectures. But after the lectures, he would be very happy. He would be cutting jokes. He would be laughing. Ice cream party. In America, they were very surprised because their concept of a religious preacher was the religious preachers should have long faces. They should be very serious. And here, Swamiji is laughing loudly. So afterwards, after some time, a lady disciple, an American lady could not contain herself. She said, Swami, you ought to be a little serious. You are a religious preacher. Swamiji immediately replied, Madam, it is not that I am always like this. I too become serious when I got stomachache. Without a stomachache, why should you be serious? Happy and smiling always takes you nearer to God than any prayer in this world. Then Swamiji said, why should I be morose? I am a child of God. We are the children of immortal bliss. Why should we be morose? We are the children of immortal bliss. Why should we be morose? That is why remembering our true nature, that is Jnana Yoga, will remove our stress. Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham. I am infinite knowledge, infinite bliss. Why should I care for these small things? So, Jnana Yoga, remembering our true nature. Inspiring thoughts, reading inspiring books every day. Karma Yoga, converting work into worship, taking as the work of the Lord, and doing a little bit of unselfish service. Bhakti Yoga, prayer for all, prayer to God, and loving God, the eternal, the infinite. And then Raj Yoga, meditation, and Yam and Niyama, that is following basic moral principles. These are the things which will give us happiness and peace in everyday life, will remove our stress to a great extent, and ultimately will lead us to eternal happiness and peace. So that is combination of 4 yogas. So I have given only just a periphery of how to reduce stress. That is, in everyday life, everybody will have stress. It's a common problem. But we can have preventive measures. If we can have little bit of meditation morning and evening, little bit of prayer morning and evening, little bit of good reading, positive thoughts morning and evening, and if we can try to convert work into worship, gradually you will find our mind is becoming more and more stable, more and more cheerful. We are having less and less of stress. With any amount of external, external circumstances not in our hand. Most of the time, external situation is not in our hand, but internal situation is in our hand. That we can do. That is what we can do. And that is EQ. Changing the situation, suiting to our needs. Situation we can't change, but changing the attitude of mind suiting to the situation, that we can do. So that is what we can do, and under the circumstances, we can try to remain as much happy as possible and having the stress management. So that is certain things we have told. What is the time now? And I give all my best wishes to all of you. I am very happy that you gave a very patient hearing. And I'll feel blessed if your stress level has come down a little, then I am rewarded amply. And I hope at least this meditation, practical session, and some of the things, maybe one formula will act on you. I don't know which formula will work for you. If you follow these principles, you are surely going to get rid of stress. At present, you don't have any stress. These things what you have listened will help you in future, because problems will always be there. Every human being is full, human life means problem. Today or tomorrow, at that time, these things, whatever you have learned, will be useful. So I give all my best wishes to you. Thank you very much.